Okay, I'm back. Did you guys miss me? It was great. I got to refill my coffee cup and, you know. I've decided that I might as well go ahead and do a complete journal flip, my April journal, instead of making a separate video, being that it has a grand total of 7 pages in it. I don't think I want to even waste the time or effort to do a separate video. So without further ado, let me do a flip through of that, and then I'll follow up with what my plans are for this week, and I'll talk about my May journal. For those of you who have been following me, you know that I'm doing a different type of journal every day, every month this year. So at the end of the month, obviously, I'll have 12 journals. I'm 4 for 4. So this is my April journal. I shared with you that I have not yet done anything with the covers. And this book held up remarkably well. Don't you love that? I know you guys love that. How that looks. Oh my gosh. So Cooking with Jen Eyre held up really well to all the abuse I could throw at it. I will be putting some, what do you call that, cover pages here. Even they held up pretty good. So I'll be covering this with something, I don't know what. No big rush. I just wanted to actually get it done. So if you've seen, I have some new things that you guys haven't seen, but I am going to just do a quick flip through for those of you who haven't seen, and I'm going to talk briefly about each page and not go into too much detail, but this was the first page I did for the month of April. Again, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. I have talked about this in previous videos. It's my least favorite page for this journal. I love the background, but I'm not crazy about the chicks. I'm not a real fluffy animal kind of girl. I am in real life. I love real chicks and real puppies and kittens, and I'm a huge animal lover, but I'm not, and no offense to those of you who like that kind of stuff, but you won't see little fluffy things in my art generally. It's not my comfort zone. It's not what I'm drawn to. So but it's, you know, it's cute. It's whatever. See? Have I conveyed how much I really don't like that page? This page, however, is my favorite page in the journal. And I deviated away. My first 3 journals, I relied heavily on the inspiration sticks from the Crazy Island family. In this journal, I used Crazy Island family inspiration sticks on this page, and then I did none on this page, and I didn't use any sticks for the subsequent pages at all. So this all came out of here, which is really scary, right? But I like having them to fall back on. They're great if you get stuck or you're in a pinch and you don't know what to do. I shared this with you guys. This is one of my favorite pages. And again, I talked about this more in detail in another video. I shared with you that I love using song lyrics in my, if I use quotes at all. I may start actually doing some writing in my journals, go figure, and I'll talk more about that for my plans for May, but when I do put quotes, I tend to use song lyrics. This journal heavily showed a big tree influence as well as fairies and mermaids. Lots of, which is fitting because it's Beltane tomorrow and it's time for fairies. Okay, speaking of mermaids, I shared this page with you. I really do like this page. All in all, I really am happy with this journal as a whole. I'm pleased with how it came out. Again, I've talked about this page in detail. If you're interested, go check out some of my other videos. But really liked how that came out. This, I think I definitely ended my last video with this. More song lyrics. Let me bring you songs from the wood. Again, there's that tree. And I think in my last video I said that it's a maple tree. It is not a maple tree. It is a mighty oak. And I apologize to the tree for making that mistake. But it seems like it's really heavily influenced this month in my journal. It's my view outside of my window, so go figure. This is where I'm going to really start off with the new pages. I spoke to you guys last week. I think I showed you a little bit. As a matter of fact, I know I showed you a little bit about this page. I had just put down some back pages of that I had used while doing some spray inks. That's what the purple is. And then this writing is from original writings from my 5-year-old grandson Carter. And that was just on white paper, and I ripped that up while trying to maintain it. Put it on the page, spray inked the fuchsia and the orange Delusion spray inks. I got his beautiful face from his school picture. Tom saved it and shrunk it down on his laser printer, and I cut it out. I made this rocket, which I wish you could see it in real life. I used that insulating tape over cardboard, and I tried to put some rivets on it and just make it look, again, it's hard to convey texture here, but this was my first attempt at a rocket ship, and I think I did pretty good, and I'm really pleased with how this came out. So I will be doing, in a way, I'm sorry that it's in a journal as instead of like on a canvas or something that I could give away, but I will be doing some type of keepable artwork. I think the next one's going to go to my granddaughter Cami, who it will be this Carter's younger sister. Cami will be 2 on the 9th, and so far Riley's gotten something, Carter's gotten something. My oldest grandson Sean, my son Jonathan's son, I don't get to see often, and I hope one day that there's a knock at my door because my heart is open. But so unfortunately I don't have a lot of contact with him, or any actually, but so I don't talk about him, but that doesn't mean that he's not here. Anyway, I'm diverging and converging and diverting. Where am I going? Artwork for the grandkids. So that will be an ongoing thing. So I think Cammie's going to get the next one, because Riley's gotten a quilt. Cart's got a lot of making that sea creature thing for Cart, remember? And I still need to do something for my sweet Jacoby, our newest edition. So anyway, that's Carter's picture. And then the next page that I did, which I struggled with this one, and I'm really, really happy with the way it turned out, actually. I love this background, the teal with the fuchsia pinky kind of greeny wonderfulness. This border is strips of baby wipes that have been painted on and used to mop up other projects. Did some stamping with the butterflies. I drew the girl face on I shared with you some torn book page that I gessoed over. So I just drew her on the gesso, and I put this, she's wearing a sun headband. And then I just put this, I think it was netting for, I don't know, something. It wasn't onions, but some kind of candy or something came in this little net bag, and I cut it up. I didn't really know what I was doing, but she kind of reminds me of a mermaid in the sea, and she's caught in a net, but the butterflies are free. They've broken free of the net. I don't know, something deep meaning with the net, which I consciously wasn't doing at all, but that's kind of, looking at it right now, that's kind of what it reminds me of a little bit. So I really like how she came out. So that was that. And then I can't say enough about this background here, though. I love it. Love it. And then the last page, and I shared in my last video that, how many are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pages in this whole journal. And these last few pages, I glued other pages together just to be able to finish it. I don't know. You know me, you guys. I tend to pick apart all my work. I like this page, but I'm not in love with it. The background was is these old baby wipes and paper towels that again were used to mop up paint spills, and I did both pages covered with that, and that looked pretty cool. Again, I've shared with you that I like to take pictures of things along the way, because sometimes I like it better. But so I did that, and then I took my texture paste through a stencil, my brick wall stencil, and I used it, and it wound up pulling all the ink from the baby wipes into the texture, which looked good, but it wasn't the look I was going for. I definitely, once I used the stencil, I knew what quote I was going to use, so I wanted it to look like a brick wall, and although it was pretty, it wasn't the look I was going for. So I wound up painting over that, which in hindsight I regret, because I'm not crazy about the gray. Maybe I could have done like an actual brick red. I don't know. You guys know. It's probably fine. I'm just picking at it. This heart, when I was in my bedroom hanging up clothes yesterday, this was on my altar, and it's something I made years ago with when I first started working with crushed eggshells, and I just had it laying there, and I thought, oh, I want to use that. It just called to use it, so I picked it up, I glued it down. Again, I was kind of just wanted to finish the journal at this point, so I don't know how inspiring it is or anything, but I put it down there. I wound up outlining that. I outlined the brick wall a little bit. I used another one of the die cuts from Deb Buchanan, but I'll share with you in a second, and then I stamped out the wording. This fairy, which I adore, and I had used, and I showed you in the other artwork that I just made, the collage. I originally wanted to use, I showed you, and Allie, I'm talking to you, my friend Allie from Dingley Delification sent me this card in my pocket letter, and I think it's one of those, and I don't know a lot about this stuff, but I think it's a gorgeous girl. Isn't that like a thing, the gorgeous girls? I don't know, I'm not up on this stuff, but she's so sweet that I told Allie that I was going to try to draw her. So she's sitting on this line with the bird, and that's what reminded me of the wall, and that was really the inspiration for the whole page. So I wanted to put her or something like her on the wall, and I actually did on some cardboard my version. I don't know, what do you think? Of her, and so I was gonna have her sit on the wall like Humpty Dumpty, you know. That was my original intention, and then maybe have a bird or a cat or I don't know, something sitting next to her, but I just didn't like it. It didn't fit for me. So at this point, this was when I was painting the table and everything else. I knew I wanted to get the journal done. I put her aside. I'm keeping her. I don't know what I'm going to use her for, but I will use her for something. And I just wound up taking one of the die cuts from Deb. And Deb, I owe you a phone call, honey. My landline, I have no self-service here in the Boondocks at all. And anyone who knows me well knows that 90%, no, that's an exaggeration, but 50-50 chance that my landline isn't working at any given time. It runs on a modem, and sometimes it goes off. I don't know a lot about this stuff, but I have to reboot it a lot. And unless I pick up the phone, I'm not aware. Anyway, I'm making a long excuse for the fact that, Deb, I want to call you, honey, but my phone's been acting up. So hang tight. I'll give you a buzz. So anyway, that's it. That's how I ended it. I told you I'm going to cover it. I'm going to call it done, and I'm pleased with this. I think the pages really, I like them. I genuinely would walk by them and see them and think, I like that page. So I'm seeing progress in my work, and I'm liking the fact that I'm choosing to do art that's my kind of goal, unofficial goal, is to do art every day. But it's a pleasure, but it's a challenge too. And you guys know, it's hard to constantly come up with something new. New. There's that word again, new. Is anything original? Excuse me while I grab my coffee. Oh, my leg is crossed here. So speaking of journals, I am happy to be finished with, it's always nice to be done with one, right? Let me get my coffee. And always good to start a new one, but please excuse me. Also in my pocket letter, and speaking of Deb, she sent me so much more than a pocket letter, they both did. She sent me this little journal. And it's just a little journal, And I've shared with you that I haven't done writing in my art journals. I have kept a sporadic journal throughout my life. Very sporadic. I do now have all my day planners for the last 10 years or so, which I've shared with you guys, that I have them, not the contents therein. It's just full of a lot of mundane things, but I have one journal that I seem to pick up every 5 years or so, and it's funny that, there's like 2 or 3 pages, and it's such a snapshot in time. But I would like to become more disciplined about that. I don't do a lot of writing, and I do like to write. And I think that for the month of May, I'm going to be using this journal that Deb sent me as an actual writing journal, as well as the pages are, I'm going to be doodling. So this will be like Doodles, Thoughts and Doodles. This will be my Thoughts and Doodles journal. Obviously, I'm not going to use wet medium on this or anything like that. So I'm going to keep it to markers and my thoughts. And I'm going to do my goal is to do an entry every day. There should be no reason why I can't do that. So I won't be sharing with you my writing, I don't think. Never say never, right? But I may share with you some of my doodles. So I'm going to be working on that. And also, this ties in with my next subject that I wanted to speak about briefly. Again, in my last video, I shared with you that I will be doing another cleanse. And for those of you who have no interest in this subject, it's been really nice seeing you, and I'll see you in my next video. Anybody who's interested, I'm going to keep talking. I'm starting the Master Cleanse again on Sunday, the 3rd, which is a full moon. Tomorrow's Beltane. Happy Beltane. I'm so excited. Yay, Beltane. Stay on track, Cali. Excuse me. So on the 3rd, it's a full moon. I'm going to start my cleanse. I've done a few cleanses in the past. The last one I've done has been for 22 days. I am going to continue this one for as long as I feel comfortable doing it. And I will document that in my little journal as well as making videos about it. And I thought that this might be, if anybody's interested, I'm going to share my journey here on YouTube. And I'm going to do it on this channel because it's the only channel I have. But I will clearly mark the videos, Master Cleanse Day 3 or whatever. They'll be very short, just little snippets. I'm going to say that I'm going to do them daily. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm going to, that's my goal. I'm going to try to do that to update you guys. Just let you know how it's going along the way. And I really am looking forward to that. If anybody, you guys, please Google it. This cleanse has been around since 1940s. I highly recommend this book by Tom Woloshin. He worked closely with Stanley Burroughs, who originated the cleanse in the 1940s. So it's been around that long. I told you that I will be subsisting only on a lemonade drink made out of fresh lemons, grade B maple syrup, cayenne pepper, and water. And lemons. Did I say lemons? Lemons, cayenne pepper, maple syrup, and water. Makes this lemonade like a spicy lemonade, which is so amazing. The first time you drink it, it's kind of like, and then you start craving it. I love it. So anyway, if you guys are interested, do some research, do a little Googling, check with your doctor before embarking on any kind of anything. I really have high hopes for this, in addition to In the past, I shared with you, I felt very euphoric on these cleansed as well as cleansed inside and out, but I felt calm and at peace. I'm hoping to get some meditation in. That's something that I've been lacking in my life and that I would aspire to incorporate more of. So I'm hoping to be meditating. I want to incorporate some light exercise. I spend far too many hours on my couch, trust me, or in my wheelchair doing art. So I'm really looking to use this time as a reboot, and I look forward to sharing my journey with you guys. So if you're interested, again, I'll be documenting. I'm starting on Sunday. So Saturday night, I will be officially beginning, and then and we'll go from there. So Saturday, I hope to go to the auction. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that or not, because Saturday, it's interesting. We go to this annual kite festival again at the college that I shared with you. Check out your local community college for goings on in your neighborhood. They do an annual kite festival there, which has been great fun. So we just bring a blanket and snacks, and our friends go and family, and we run around and have a great day flying kites and spending. Hopefully it's good weather. But that same day is the annual Beltane Festival, which goes on at there's a place called the Center for Symbolic Studies nearby in Rosendale, New York. And they do a full-on Beltane Festival with a maypole and bonfire at night, and they have vendors and music and acting, and it's great for the kids, and it's just amazing. And we didn't go last year because it was on the same day as the Kite Festival, and now again this year I see it's the same day. So I think we may split our time and try to hit the Kite Festival maybe in the morning and go up to Beltane Festival in the evening, which leads me to the auction, because the auction's Saturday night. So it's a busy Saturday. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I'm going to let the wind blow and decide. I'm not going to stress about any of it. I hope it's a beautiful day regardless of what we do. And I hope you guys, if you don't know what Beltane is, Google it. And it's one of my favorite Sabbats on the wheel of the year as it's turning. And I like to celebrate. We get dressed up, put flowers in our hair, put on your fairy wings, and just dance and celebrate and feast. And it's a celebration of the joyous union of the god and the goddess, the Lord and the Lady. And it's a lot of fun. So enough about that. What else? The cleanse, the Kite Fest, Beltane. Oh, last but not least, you may be seeing him. It depends. He's a little shy right now, but I want to introduce you to my new pet. And again, those of you on Facebook who follow me have already seen the first pictures. But I think he will be making some guest appearances, and I don't know, I might make some costumes for him. I'm not a big fan of dressing up your puppy in coats and things like that, but you never know. But I'd like to introduce you to my new pet. And ladies and gentlemen, this is Rocky. And he's a little shy right now. But he came to me yesterday. I created him out of my heart. And he is so far so good. No problems. I have to make a vet appointment soon, but he's quiet, and so far we're working on litter training. So welcome to my world. I hope you guys have a beautiful, blessed week. Thank you for being here. Again, you'll see me Sunday regardless of what's going on, because I'm going to give you an update on the cleanse. So I appreciate the support. Shout out to all of my sisters and brothers here. I love you guys so much. Happy Beltane, happy full moon, happy spring, happy Thursday, right? Today's Thursday. I love you guys so much. Take care. Have a great week. Bye-bye.